All right, we're back at the house.
Okay.
See, the thing I love about the drive to Bo is that green land.
This is the grave here, so let's go up and take a look at it.
All right, so let's take a look at this place. So what you see here is... Boom! What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Joannis or Joe Hatagwa. I'm a Sierra Leonean American living in West Africa. And if you want to know what the last week was like for me in Sierra Leone, then this is the video for you. All right, cool. So we are in week 6 in Sierra Leone, week 75 on the continent altogether, and this was supposed to be the week that I left. But first, we went to Bo. We'll get to that in the next video when the disaster that happened when I was trying to get out of the country. But let's just get into going to Bo. So let me walk you through some of the things that happened when I went to Bo. So let's do it. So on the way, I did do one last site visit before I actually went to Bo. So we did that first. I did drive to Bo, so I'm gonna show you what the road is like driving to Bo. You see some of the toll gates on the way. We go to the chief compound and I actually go over to my great uncle's grave where I get a chance to read the writing on his grave. I used to think that that was my grandfather's grave. I later found out that it's actually my great uncle's grave. So my grandfather's brother was actually buried on the compound there, not my grandfather. My grandfather was buried in Kenema, which I'll get to in a second. I also then went on inside the compound, so you get a tour of the compound, see what it's like inside the chief compound. I do a hotel tour. We go to see my grandfather's grave, and then we talk about the process of dealing with the grieving family, what that looks like when you're there in Sierra Leone. So all of that's up next, so check it out. All right, first things first is one last site visit before I went to Bo. We got a chance to look at how the gutter looks now after the rain, and just how it all has been structured. So now you get a chance to see that. We had to drop by and actually grab some stuff. My driver needed to get a change of clothes and get all his clothes and stuff. So we went back to the site because he actually lives there, and I just got a chance to do a quick view of it. So just take a quick look at that. All right, we're back at the house. And just looking down here, you see the gutter. So when the water comes down, I mentioned it before, it goes right down to here, right? It goes right down into the drain. So let's look. So this is the gutter, right? So the water is just following this path down here, and it goes all the way down there. So now it's the rain is actually slowed down a ton, but just the water is just going down. If you remember last year during the rainy season, the water kept going into the street. You see what's happening over there? Because on that side, they don't have gutters on their side. So you see what the rain does to the street? That is what it was doing here last year. But now that we have that gutter there, and we have this entrance here, and the gutter here, it goes down there, no problem. All right, let's go inside. Okay, we're back in the house. Okay. So I was thinking the bathroom there, the sink there, in that corner.
Sink should be there.
Yeah, and then the toilet here, and then the shower there.
This one, it can walk.
That's what I'm thinking, the sink there, shower there, toilet here.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it can walk here.
Okay.
Here. Size problem.
With the size?
You can't pass it.
Well, I can go under.
Go on there. Okay. Be careful. Here now. We have a corner there.
Okay.
So if we do the wall here again.
Covering a small, not stool, but small, like...
Small, one coast block.
Yeah, one block, yeah, exactly. That high. On that side, right? Yeah.
So the shower can just be
can just be in this space.
So you
Yeah.
can just wash through these ones.
Exactly.
And then we put the seat.
And then the toilet goes here.
Then
And then the sink will have to go there.
alright.
Right? Unless you think yeah, because the toilet, unless the toilet is facing this way, because the toilet can't face this way. If what I mean is,
Yeah.
you sit down here on the toilet, right? The shower's here, and then the sink can go in the corner there.
Okay.
That might work. That's actually better, right? The sink in the corner here,
Okay.
the shower here, and then the toilet next to it. Yeah, the toilet facing this
No,
way.
Just looking at, open the door and just see somebody sitting.
Yeah, and that's fine because that's the only That's the only option here.
Yeah.
Because if you put the toilet here, it's not enough space here.
Yeah.
You know, this way you can take more space for the shower and little space for the sink.
Okay.
You know, and then you can just walk right into the shower here.
No problem.
So, okay.
You can walk this way because we make a space here.
Yeah, and just walk right into the shower. So the shower is going to be there facing this way. The sink is going to be in the corner, and then the toilet will be facing this way here.
You can just do a wall so that the water cannot spill over.
Yeah, exactly.
Just one block
Yeah,
so that you can just go inside.
exactly.
All right, no problem.
I think that's
I think
the...
that's the setting I wanted.
Yeah, so plastering is beginning. Plastering in the rooms. Plastering inside. The ceiling. In the room on the walls. You see, this is what it looks like when it's not plastered. That's what it looks like when it is plastered, right? You see it has a flush color to it. And you can see some of it's plastered on that side, some of it's still being worked on. And they have to stand on this to plaster. The other room. Oh yeah, this room is completed, so this is plastered. So this is what a plastered room looks like.
Then later it's going to be mastic.
Yeah, put mastic on top, and then you can, yeah, and then you can put the, okay, then you can put the paint over top of that. Okay, good. Then we had to drive to Bo. It's about 3.5, sometimes 4 hours, depending on the rain and the roads and all of that. But you get a chance to see the scenery and the scenic route that is the drive to Bo. It's a beautiful drive, and so I just thought I'd share that with you guys. So take a look. All right, we're on our way to Bo. We stopped by to get some food before we go to the house and before we go to Bo. So this is what you're seeing here. See, the thing I love about the drive to Bo is that green land. Tons of green land and greenery. And then there's different types of trees, right? So you see different types of, you know, growing, thriving, even small forests along the way. I've traveled all around the world. I've been on 5 of the 7 continents. And it's very hard for me to say that I've ever seen anything that resembles how beautiful Sierra Leone looks when you're traveling. I mean, as you go down this road, you see barely any cars driving. It's like a 4-hour drive of just the most beautiful, serene environments that you ever see. You see palm trees, you see all kinds of other trees, but look at how blue the skies are and all the clouds. It just looks beautiful. And so, yeah, I mean, look at this. You're literally getting a chance to see what the world looks like before it's developed, and they have people, you know, messing it up with cement buildings and building cities and putting all kinds of things on top of this land. Right now, you're just seeing untouched land. It's beautiful. And then, of course, we made it to Bo. Welcome to Bo. We made it. All right, so that was the drive to Bo. On to the next. All right, so next we went to the compound, and I went to my great uncle's grave, read what they wrote on his grave. I had a chance to actually look at it up close and personal. He died a long time ago, over 50 years ago. He's now been gone, but the grave is there, and that's my great uncle. I used to think it was my grandfather. Long story, but basically, my grandfather was chief. He died. His brother married my grandfather's widowed wife, and then my great uncle, my grandfather's brother, became chief. So he is the one that's buried on the compound. And so we go around the compound to just look at you know, the main house on the compound itself, just to get an idea of what inside looks like. So there's so many different houses around the whole compound. We just stick to the main house because that's the family house that is shared amongst me and my cousins that came from that direct lineage from the chiefs themselves. So check it out. All right, guys, we're in Bo, so I'm heading to the chief compound right now. This is the chief compound from long ago. So we're heading there now, and then we're gonna be going to the other property that we have out here in Bo. So at least, well, the one property, we may go to both of them. We have one property that's on 4 plots of land, and then there's another property that's on 2 plots of land. So we're gonna be checking those out, and yeah, we're gonna ride around Bo, so you get a chance to see what Bo Town looks like A little bit different from Freetown. Has its own vibe to it, its own feel. But yeah, check it out. Okay guys, we're at the compound, and as you might remember the last time I talked to you guys when I was here, I showed you the grave. So this is where my grandfather is buried. He's actually buried on site here. So this is the compound where he lived. In 2012 or 13 or something like that, we put windows on this. This didn't have windows before, and it's been painted since. They've added electricity. This used to be just basically a house with no electricity, no painting, no windows, just doors in the front. They added all of that stuff. All right, so this is the other angle. This is the grave here, so let's go up and take a look at it. So if you look at it here, it says, affectionate memory of our dear husband and father, the Honorable P.C. Bemba, died the 19th of July, 1966 at 58 years old. He's the paramount chief of Bo Kakua Chiefdom from 5th of January, 1959 until his sudden death after a road accident, resting where his shows called R.I.P. Alright, so you walk up the steps here and you walk up, so these steps don't really get cleaned that often, as you can see. But yeah, so this is the main compound here. From one side of it, you see people do all their laundry outside. Everyone living in the compound just basically finds a place and does their laundry all around this place. There's so many people that as chief, people adopted his last name. They live in the houses all around. And so there's so many distant relatives or even people that aren't relatives who kind of just are living in the compound based on the chief's generosity. All right, so when you walk inside, that is a picture of my grandmother, Zainab. There's a TV up there. There's another picture of her a little bit older, and then you see her there with a picture of my great uncle. Then that's my aunt and a few other pictures of the family throughout time. And then if you walk through this section here, you'll just see that there's a bedroom there on the left, another entrance to one bedroom. There's another bedroom there. That's the entrance there. And then there's a bathroom there. And then there's another bedroom here. And then to your left here, there's another bedroom there. That's the living room. You see to your right, there's a dining room area. And that's a picture of my grandfather actually there. So that's my grandfather. This is a building that my aunt and uncle put up actually more recently. It was an empty space. And basically in that space, what they put was a building where they're gonna have a store and they're gonna have apartments in there. So we're really utilizing this space to the fullest extent. My aunt and uncle made some time to build something. Actually a really nice structure. And so you'll be able to rent this place out when you're in town. All right, so that's the house and the compound. Let me know what you guys think. That was it. Not much else to share there, but let me know what you guys think. All right, on to the next. So next, I went to the house that is also being built. We have 2 houses that are being worked on right now and 3 plots of land that are owned. And the second house is being worked on in Bo. We went and looked at it, so you'll get a chance to see that. So check it out. All right guys, we're back at the property in Bo. Let's take a quick look at it. All right, so let's take a look at this place. So what you see here is the main house from the outside. Now this is the back portion of the house. That's a temporary fence that you see there on the left. We should have built the fence first and then built the house, but that wasn't what was done. So anyway, you walk up to the house here, and what you find is the bricks have all been laid. The window guards and the terrace guards are all in place. There actually is a place there that's if there's a backup in the sewage. You can go into that little area there that you saw, and you can basically go inside there to do the plumbing instead of having to go from the septic tank that's all the way in the back. So yeah, this is just, you're looking at some of the brickwork. This is a house that's been in works for 4 years. It's been really, really slow because I haven't been able to put much attention into this. So this has been funded by the other side of my family. But yeah, so anyway, we walk around here. to the side of the house. You can see it's been, two different people have worked on this house. Originally, the first foundation was built by one person, and then someone else had to come in and fix it, unfortunately. What you see here is the septic tank. This is where all the waste sewage will go. Straight ahead up there, that was where the well is going to be, because the land is sloped, and so you want, if the water is running down, it runs down towards the septic tank to our right here, and you want the clean water to be up, which is why the clean tank will be up there. And this is just where the septic tank will be, where all the waste in this from inside the house goes. And then that'll have to get cleaned out once every so often. But it might be a large enough tank that you won't have to do much cleaning. So just looking at the foundation of the structure, I mean, foundation's finally fit, but it's just not so great. And what we did talk about is, you see all these little plants, these little green plants to the left here. As you scroll and as I scroll down and look at them, these are all peanuts that have been planted by the caretaker. And so, yeah, I'm pointing that out here. All of these are peanuts that have been planted by the caretaker. He's actually made peanuts, so he has a snack to eat while he's there on the property. As you can see, there's a lot there. And he's even planted in other people's property across the street. But you see all these little green things. These are all peanuts that have all been planted here, all across our property. And then even if you look across the way, there's peanuts planted there as well. And so we're just walking around the property so you can kind of see how much of the property is ours. And then, yeah, so looking at the front, this is the veranda in the front. Unfortunately, you do have to put these window guards up on the veranda when you're out in a far off place like this, especially without a fence. Just to protect yourself in this location. So it sucks, right? Because you wish to be able to be out on your veranda without having to have window guards, right? Ideally, you'd be able to chill out there and just hang out like at night, but you just never know, you know? And so without a fence being around the property, that's just necessary. So as we go inside, we first see the veranda. This is the veranda. It's a pretty nice sized veranda. You'll be able to chill out there and just, you know, enjoy the breeze. You walk in, and here's the main hallway. That's the caretaker that lives on the property now. You walk into the left, and this is basically the living room area. It's a giant living room area. It's a pretty big space. As you walk further back here, this is where you get towards the kitchen. So on your left, that is supposed to be a kitchen there. There was supposed to be an opening to walk outside the kitchen, but that hasn't been done. So they just have many windows there. This is kind of like a dining room area space here. So you have the kitchen to the left, a little bit of a dining room area that's separate. Yeah, so this is the dining room. You come back out, you can see they have pillars up. That's the caretaker from the space near Freetown. So I have two different caretakers at different locations. Always have a caretaker on your locations when you're building in Sierra Leone. Plastering has been done, the walls are done, the doors are done. So this right here is going to be one bedroom that has its own veranda, its own bathroom, sorry. So this is one bedroom with its own bathroom. You see the plumbing there has already been set up. That is where the bathroom for this bedroom will go. It needs sinks, it needs a toilet, it needs a shower, but it has plenty of sunlight, big open window. That's a window, that's a door to the terrace. So that has a veranda on that side there too. So both of these two rooms can share it. Here's another bedroom. That bedroom doesn't have a bathroom. Here is the bathroom that the two bedrooms will share. So there's a bathroom there, and then there's another bedroom here. Those two bedrooms will share that bathroom. This is another open space. This originally was supposed to be a garage, but now that's just another open space. So that can be another bedroom in and of itself. And it also has a bathroom. So this is a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house. So as you can see here, right there, you can barely see it. It's kind of dark, but this is where the other bathroom is going to be. So you can see all the plumbing. It's a big bathroom. And then that's just a storage right there. And that goes actually, and then this is the garage, right? So this is where the car can be parked indoors in the garage. So you go back out the front door here,
and you go right on. Oh, sorry, not the front door. On the back, there's another terrace. So this is the other terrace.
Okay, cool. So that's on 4 town lots of land. It's a very big site. Lots of work that's been done over the years. I haven't been back for a while. Lots of work still needs to be done and for it to become inhabitable. But that is the second property that I have in my name in Sierra Leone. Don't talk much about it because I don't get a chance to get out to it much, but you guys got a chance to see it. So that's it. So all right, on to the next. So next we go to Kenema, and you get a chance to see my grandfather's grave. So my actual grandfather's grave. So as I mentioned, I used to think my grandfather was buried on the property at the compound, the chief compound in Bo. Actually, my grandfather was buried in Kenema. So I'm gonna show you guys that really quickly. Check it out.
So this is actually my grandfather's grave. The other one was my great uncle's grave, my dad's uncle, who actually was chief after my father. But this is where my grandfather is buried. And so this is kind of a family plot of land now, all in this area here.
All right, so that's my grandfather's grave. There's a caretaker family there that's just kind of watching over it. We own a little bit of land there where the house is. There's actually other houses that are in the family. You know, my father's brother had one place he was staying, and we went to see all of that. But anyway, that was the house, and that's it. So on to the next. So interestingly enough, my father's role now within the family, the broader family, is almost like a chief role, but not at all a chief. But he helps give like ideas and thoughts and impart whatever wisdom he has on some of these folks. And so there was somebody who had passed away. We actually went to the Sahara last year. I've recorded it, but I haven't posted it as of yet. I'll get to that at some point in time in the future. But when we went to the Sahara, it was the mother of this family. So now the son passed away. And so they were trying to decide what they want to do. There's like a 3-day ceremony, there's a 5-day or a 7-day ceremony, and there's a 40-day ceremony. And that just all requires cash, and they're still trying to figure out what they want to do because the finances aren't really available. So the recommendation was to try to consolidate it. But we went there to grieve the family. We learned a little bit about what the process looks like. You know, the widow or the girlfriend of the deceased is the one who everybody goes to. Does this person owe any money? Does anybody owe this person? And then they try to decide what they want to do to ensure that everyone gets their debts paid. So that was really interesting. But anyway, check it out.
Okay, so we came to Kenema, to another distant family member's house who's just passed. His mother passed last year. We came to Sahara, which I've yet to post that video, but I will soon. And it's at the exact same location the son passed. And so the way it works is everybody comes, you know, you have the 3 days, you have 7 days, you have 40 days. But what we're trying to do is see if we can consolidate it because funds are not really available right now, and it requires some funds to do all of the activities. So we're talking through that right now to see if we can do that. And then the other thing is, when everybody gathers around, all the family members are here, they ask like the surviving members, his girlfriend, his wife, whoever it might be who's alive, does he owe anybody money? Does anybody owe him? So that's the process they're going through now, and they're deciding how they want to go about handling the burial situation. Well, not the burial situation, but just all the arrangements around his passing. So that's what they're doing now. I'm not going to record it because it's all private situations, but just want to give you guys an update while everything is going on. So I'm going to go back in right now.
All right, so that's that. On to the next. All right, so now I'm gonna take you on a tour, a quick tour, because I'm gonna do a whole separate video for this hotel. But I'm gonna take you on a quick tour of the Sahara Hotel. So if you guys remember, I did do a tour of Doha's Hotel in Bo. This is the Sahara Hotel in Bo. Pretty much the same amenities, except you can actually get hot water if you get a more expensive room. They have basically different tiers. You get like basic electricity, you get a fan, basically. You'll get a table to sit at, and you'll get your bed. It's a very small space, but I actually had a balcony.
All right, guys, so this is what $25 per night will get you here in Bo. So there's a hotel called the Sahara. They have many different rooms and different sizes and all those different kinds of things, right? So a small room with no cold water, no AC, but with a fan. is $25 a night. So I stayed in the $25 per night room. So let me show you what this room looks like. All right, so I'm gonna speed this up because I already did a tour of the room separately, but you got the desk, you had the closet, you had the wardrobe, you have a fan, you have a bed. The bed has sheets that like don't look great, so you wanna bring your own sheets. Shower looks like that, right? Very rudimentary shower. Here's the balcony, so you do have an outdoor space, but that's really the room, that's it.
But then there was a fire.
Fire here in the hotel. Sparked here while we were gone. Look at everything that's happened. Ceiling is falling. There was an actual fire. I guess they put it out, but it smells like smoke in here. You guys can't smell it, but it smells like smoke. Sand all over the place down here. So we gotta find another room to stay in. No question. I know, I've been to watch. What's that here?
So we ended up getting moved to a $30 a night room, or 300,000 leones per night room, which was pretty nice. It had AC, had a refrigerator, so I could, you know, keep my wine cool that I was bringing around with me everywhere that I barely drank. Ended up giving it away. And then they had AC, they had the fan, they had a much bigger bed, hot water, the whole shebang. So I give you a tour of both of them. Check it out. We'll do a really quick tour. So yeah, check it out.
All right, so you walk into the room. There's a TV here. Don't mind the desk. There is a desk, which I have bags on. They have a remote here for the TV, no back remote. There's a chair here that goes for the desk. There's another chair over there, which I'm using. There's a refrigerator. Some of my suitcases, because I'm getting ready to leave. They do have a mosquito net in this room. They do have AC in this room. There's no outdoor space. The window sees right to the front here. In the bathroom, you have a mirror, which you didn't in the other bathroom. There's a delineation between the shower and the rest of the room, right? So there's your little shower, but there is hot water, which is good. They give you a bucket as well. Obviously there's a toilet. The difference here is there's a bidet. So you actually have a bidet if you use it. And then of course a window for the bathroom. So that's the difference between the other room and this room. The bed is also bigger too. I think this bed is more of like a, let's say it's like a queen size bed, whereas the other bed was a full size bed. So bigger space, but yeah, that's the room.
Yeah, so that situation is pretty wild. A fire, wild. Anyway, but that's what happened. It is what it is. All right, on to the next. All right, guys, so that's it. If you know anybody that's planning to come to Sierra Leone and they're going to Bo, they need to know that it's gonna be a 3.5 hour to 4 hour drive, or maybe longer, depending on who's driving. There's a couple places to stay. As I mentioned, I stayed at the Sahara Hotel. There's also the Dohas Hotel. Those are the two main ones that I recommend. So I definitely would say either one of those is fine. And yeah, there's some other stuff, you know, that we talked about. What did you guys think about the whole situation with the surviving wife or friend, where people come to them and say, who do they owe money, all that kind of stuff. And then what are you guys' thoughts on the hotel and the fire and that whole situation? What do you think about that? What would you have done in that situation? And then lastly, just the overall compound and my great uncle's grave, and what was inscribed on it. What do you guys think of that? Let me know in the comments below. Love to hear from you all. And with that, guys, that is everything. Thanks for watching. Make sure you share this with anybody who's planning to come. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you guys all in the next video.